Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the first Maruti Suzuki Dzire. Now you must be wondering, hey, come on, how's it first? It has been around for years. Yes, that's true. But this is the first Dzire to not look like a Swift with a boot slapped on its back. It's the first Dzire to have its own visual distinct identity. And now how is it in terms of design? How is it in terms of tech? How is it in terms of cabin comfort? And how is it to drive? And most importantly, should you buy this or not? That's exactly what we'll find out over the next few minutes. Now let's start off with the design, which is the biggest change in the new Dzire. Now like I said earlier, you can see from any angle you cannot make out that this car is based on the same Swift platform. It doesn't look anything like the Swift like the earlier Dzires have. Now in my opinion, to start with, this new design looks really nice. It gives the car a proper sedan look, something the older Dzires never had. They used to look odd, quirky, because the design was never conceived as a sedan. This instead was designed ground up to be a sedan. So that's why you see this design, it looks so symmetrical and better. Also this grille, now it's a completely new grille. You can see this wide gaping design, and when you combine it with these new headlamps, sleek looking headlamps, they've got LED crystal tech, also an LED DRL. And when you combine these two, what you get is a look that is very similar to a German recipe, right? Now, let us know in the comments, which car do you think the new Dzire looks similar to? And let's see how many of you can get it right. It's not just one, it's a combination of few cars. But now, yeah, let's get back to the details. Here you see again these fog lamps with these black surrounds and sharp contours on the bumper. As you move along towards the side, you'll see a new design for the alloy wheels. It's a 15-inch alloy wheel with 185/65 section rubber. Fills up the wheel arches really well and adds to the overall proportion. So it doesn't look small, it doesn't look too big, it just looks right sized. And when you go back, you look at the overall roof line, well, there you can make out the similarity with the older Dzire, also with the Swift a bit. You will notice, however, that for a subcompact sedan, for the first time, there is an electrically sliding sunroof. We'll talk more about that later. Move back further and then you'll see a shark fin antenna. And then when you go back further, well, that is again where you get the all-new treatment in terms of design. The rear is completely different from the older Dzire. Nothing to do with the present Swift. And it's got these cubicle sort of tail lamps here. The pattern inside, the LED pattern, looks really cool, especially at night. And you also have a new pattern on the tailgate. The bumpers are new. The chrome strip that runs from one end to the other connecting the tail lamp looks nice in my opinion. It's not overdone, just the right amount of chrome. And then you've got a lip spoiler on the boot to give the car a bit of a premium and a sporty dynamic profile. What do you get when you put all of these things together? Well, in my opinion, you get a compact or a subcompact sedan that now looks really nice. It looks like a sedan. It doesn't look like a mishmash between two different body styles. It looks elegant, which is what is most important for sedans. Sedans should look elegant, low hugging to the ground. They should have a proper 3-box design. And that is something that Maruti Suzuki designers have achieved with the Dzire, with this Dzire now for the first time. Also, let me tell you, all of these design changes that were done right from the sketch phase to the production were done in India. So this is a job done completely by Indian designers and engineers. So it's a completely designed in India, made in India job. So let us know what you think about this design and whether it's nice or it could have been better. But in the meantime, I'll get inside the cabin and tell you what's changed inside. Alright, now coming to the cabin of the new Dzire, well, you would expect it to be very similar to the Swift, and well, there are similarities, but it doesn't look like a Swift cabin with just some minor tinkering. The changes go far beyond. Well, to start with, first of all, this dashboard. The dashboard layout and the color is different from the Swift, and this one with this sort of a wooden finish, it looks good. I would have preferred it to be a bit different in color, but again, it's a completely personal choice. The design around here, around the air vents, is slightly different from that on the Swift. This climate control console is very similar, but here the design is slightly different. Also, when you look at the door pads and the top layer of the dashboard, the pattern that you see here, this is completely new, and so is the color selection. Beyond that, the cabin remains fairly similar, but again, like I said, these are quite extensive changes and give the Dzire cabin its own unique identity. The seats given here are again very comfortable, both front and back. The cushioning is spot on, and the side support now is really good, especially from this segment perspective. The flat bottom steering wheel gets this new colored insert, looks good and premium. The instrument cluster again continues to be a combination of analog and digital. What I really like about it is that when you pair Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which are now, by the way, wireless, you get clearly visible turn-by-turn directions here. So that means the driver does not have to take their eyes off the road. Also, coming to this 9-inch touchscreen, well, it looks good. In terms of resolution, it's good. The visibility is nice, and also the touch response is pretty slick. You get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay wireless, like I said earlier. Beyond that, you get Archimist sound. The sound quality in this is pretty decent, I must say. It's not a headbanger or not an audiophile's dream, but yeah, I mean, for this money, it's got a nice, decent audio system. Also, when you look at the connectivity options, you get Suzuki Connect, wherein you can pair your phone, and using the Suzuki Connect app, you can access a lot of information from the vehicle right onto your smartphone. You can also execute a lot of commands, including geofencing and a lot more, using your smartphone. So that gives you an added layer of convenience and security. Beyond that, the cabin continues to look good. It looks more premium than the older Dzire in terms of practical storage space. It's pretty good. You've got a wireless charging tray here, enough cubby holes and useful spaces all around. And one more big change inside the cabin is a segment first feature, which is an electrically operated sunroof. So that's something that no other car in this subcompact sedan category offers. You can use it using this sleek button here. And in terms of rear seat and rear seat comfort, again, a lot has been done to maximize the comfort. The seats are good, like I said earlier. Space has been maximized, and you get a good amount of leg room, knee room. The headroom is also quite nice. The rear passengers now get an armrest and rear AC vent. So all of these things add more to the comfort and make the Dzire a car with a much more premium and a comfortable cabin. And before we go into the driving experience, let me talk a bit about the boot. It's a very nicely designed boot, smartly designed, and hence as a result of that, you can put in a lot of stuff in it, and that just adds to the overall practicality of the Dzire. And now let's talk about the driving performance of the new Dzire. Now, as far as the powertrain department is concerned, not much has changed. Same 3-pot engine, 1.2 liter that you see in the new Swift. Minor changes have been made to the calibration, of course, because the weight is different, the suspension is different, but that is all just tinkering. In general, the engine is the same. You get the choice of a 5-speed manual or an AMT unit. So again, the options are the same in terms of transmission. And how's it to drive? Well, like I had said earlier when I drove the Swift, that despite the lower power that it makes now, 82 PS of power, 112 Newton meters of torque, what you get here in this car, similar to the Swift, it is not slower. Just because a few horses have been dropped doesn't mean that the car has automatically become slower. It depends on a lot of things, including how the throttling is done, how the gearing is being done, And when you add all of that and actually look at the on-road performance, it is a quick car to drive. Like I said with the Swift, the only thing is that in traffic, the low end turns out to be pretty good. It's decent, you do not have to make gear shift changes again and again. But when you're really caning it hard, you will get optimum performance only towards the higher or the mid-range. Mid-high range is where the sweet spot is. So you'll have to drive it a lot to go fast. But if you do that, it will go fast. So you'll have to work it a bit to go fast. That's the basic mantra. In terms of the gearbox, well, I've driven both and I can tell you that both the gearboxes work well. The manual is a slick unit. The throws are short. The clutch is light. So if you're stuck in traffic driving this car for a long duration, you won't feel uncomfortable with your left foot. That is a good thing. The AMT works well. Like an AMT, it does have some head nods that lag, but it's very well controlled. AMTs from Maruti have got really better over the last few years, and if you're looking at something that doesn't burn a hole in your pocket but gives you the convenience of an automatic but without any compromise in terms of fuel efficiency, then again, it does it well. And fuel efficiency is one big forte of the Dzire. I mean, just look at the numbers, you can see them on the screen right now. Both the manual and the AMT deliver really astonishing fuel efficiency. I mean, for a sedan that's almost 4 meters long and has all of this tech, the fuel efficiency is really good. Even today, while we are testing, and mind you, we have been testing it really hard, getting the acceleration runs, all of that. Despite that, the average fuel efficiency is turning out to be well over 12 kilometers, and no one's going to drive it the way we are. So if you're driving it in a regular cycle, you can expect very easily far higher fuel efficiency numbers. And in terms of suspension, well, it's a comfortable unit, pretty similar to the structure we already know. Same platform as the Swift and does its job well. All of the bumps on the road, those potholes, they're ironed out well. Sometimes at low speed and really, bad undulations, the suspension can be a bit jumpy, but that's about it. Beyond that, once you gain some momentum, it works well. And as a result of that, when you add all of these things together, you get a car that is comfortable, easy and convenient to drive with all this new tech and features that we discussed. The price, well, we don't know it yet while we are driving. The launch is on 11th and that's almost a week away from now. But knowing Maruti's track record, I think they will price it well. And if they do that, I think with the biggest change in terms of design, the Dzire no longer looking like a Swift with a boot, this car can really sell well. It's got the features, it's got the options, it's got the space, and now it's got the looks and it drives well. Maruti Suzuki, all you need to do is price it well. Well, if you like this video, then please hit that subscribe button, press the little bell icon so that our videos can reach you, and share it as well.